Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Thursday. What? Happy Thursday. I hope everybody is having a great day. If not a great day, then at least a good day. Listen, Linda, I took yesterday off because I had such a great day. I had went down into Pittsburgh and I met one of my very good friends from the Vloggerino Vlog Squad, Carissa. Nope, I'm not gonna say Carissa because she hates being called Carissa. Carissa is her name, but it's Rissa. And after talking like every day through group chat, we finally got to meet. We live in the same state and we hadn't met for 2 years. So we went to Station Square yesterday to Hard Rock Cafe, and we sat there for over 2 hours and we laughed and we cried and we caused scenes, and it was just so much fun. So I planned on like getting something up from yesterday, but I didn't because I just wanted to be in the moment. It was just so much fun. It was just so Rissa, if you're watching, thank you so much for the boo box, and Maddie, thank you so much. I'm gonna do an unboxing video on that, or reveal video, because it was just, her daughter is just the sweetest. Maddie, she is 6 years old, five or six. And she is just the sweetest little girl. So I didn't do anything yesterday. I came home and my knees were kind of shot. So I just relaxed. So I thought today I would come at you with a recap from Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I watched it on Tuesday and I'm gonna give a recap and a rant. So we started off with Angie sending out her invites for her Greek Easter brunch. And I thought it was a cute idea. I mean, she got somebody to dress up like the Easter Bunny, and he or she went out and handed out the invites. Listen, I thought it was real cute. That being said, no, if I was like Heather and I got in my car and I saw somebody sitting in my car, be even worse, like a giant bunny, the bunny probably wouldn't have a head left. I probably would have freaked out and thrown something at it. That's kind of what we needed for this episode a little bit. We needed some comedic relief. Her reaction was perfect, which makes me then think, I was like, wait a minute, is she acting or was it for real? Because how was the bunny already in there? It probably got in there from like a family member or producers. I don't know, but I thought that was funny. Next up was Justin and Whitney. Justin and Whitney, it looked like they went for dinner. And Justin was talking about going back to work, how he's feeling overwhelmed. She's like, you're feeling overwhelmed? I am sinking. And then she tells the story about how one morning, the kids were like, Justin comes downstairs and he gets on his phone. Meanwhile, she's cooking bacon, and the kids are fighting and they want her to referee. And while all this is going on, then the dog pees on the couch, and she turns around and bacon burns. And then she turns around and there's Justin on the phone, and he didn't even happen to like come over and help or anything. I think this is welcome to, not saying that that's right for Justin not helping, because Justin could have been like, hey, can I take care of something? I'm over here on the phone. But that's probably what a lot of mothers go through in the morning. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm not a mother. I mean, I've been called a mother, but for other reasons. But he's not helping out. He's not communicating. And she feels like she's going back to like that sad place where she has like some anger and she has a lack of focus, and there's a lack of sleep. And she says he's not communicating and he's not helping out. He's not communicating. And then his big problem is that he's always the one initiating sex. And she's like, well, you have to be connecting to want to initiate sex. And then she brings up the fact that he's going back to work, and she finds his marital ring, his marriage ring in the drawer. Like what's a marriage ring? His wedding ring in the drawer. So, and listen, I know we went through this whole thing of like Pavitt not wearing his wedding ring, but that was because it was just lost and it wasn't replaced. But why is he purposely like putting his wedding ring in a drawer before he goes to work? Like, I don't know. What is that? And also, I was wondering if like she does not have a big storyline this year. I'm wondering if is this like for real drama, or is this drama that is kind of like produced? Is it something that she's reaching for? Because she really doesn't have a lot of drama right now. Although in the future, it looks like bad weather might be breaking up. So I don't know. That's what it looks like. So we'll see. So next up, Angie K and Lisa, they went to this business where you can make your own candles. That actually looked pretty cool. You can pick your own scents and then you pour your own candle. I thought that looked interesting. I would do something like that. So they're sitting there, and one of the employees comes up to her, a young girl, probably like obviously her son Jack's age, and she says, "Are you Jack Barlow's mother?" "Oh yeah," and she says, "Oh yeah, I heard about Jack's mission trip." And Lisa's like, "Did you know about this before I did?" She's like, "Yeah, I did." Girl, everybody knew about it. There's probably half of the audience that watches Salt Lake City probably knew about it. She's like, "I'm not going to be getting any Mother of the Year awards." Ha 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 ha. So then they started talking about Angie's Easter brunch. She is inviting everybody except Meredith. And then when she said, "I'm inviting Monica and her family," Lisa's look, you could tell Lisa was not a fan of this. And Lisa was like, "Listen, I know that I'm struggling myself with moving forward. I want to move forward with the relationship, with the friendship with Meredith, but I hate what she did." And then she says, and this is true, Meredith alluded to the rumors, but she really didn't say anything. What Monica did is just as bad as what Meredith did, because Monica had actually come out and said it, as opposed to just alluding to it. She came out and said it. And then Elisa had said, "We have some of the same mutual friends." And it's crazy because I have never heard this rumor ever. And then she says, which is saying she's lying. So she's saying Monica's lying. Now, I don't know that I believe that, because many other people have said that and Heather had even said, "Listen, if you're a man and you wear tapered jeans in Salt Lake City, or you wear a cardigan in Salt Lake City, then you're considered gay." And I'm not saying this just happens in Salt Lake City, but many people online have come out and said, "Listen, it's something that happens all over the world. If you have a man and he is a hairstylist, not a barber, if you have if there's a man who's a hairstylist, then there's always going to be that rumor that they're gay. That's just how it always is." I find it kind of odd that she had never heard anything like this. And for her being like someone who's so, out there, out and about in the Salt Lake City scene, that she hasn't heard this, I don't know. I don't know about that. And Monica and Lisa really is is pushing hard at this. Lisa's like, I think she's mean, and I think she's not your friend. She's really stirring the pot at this. And then, Angie had said, me and Monica, we were duped by a good friend. I don't know how good of a friend she was, by a good friend, Jen Shaw. And she's not sure if that history that they have is enough to sustain a friendship beyond the, like, when you take into consideration what happened in Palm Springs, and now her bringing up these rumors to her. So she says she doesn't know if they can sustain a friendship. Now, let me just tell you, I think, to be honest with you, so we know later on she's going to confront her at, of all places, the best place is an Easter brunch with your family there. I feel like, honestly, if it wasn't for Lisa stirring the pot on this one, I don't know that Angie would have felt the way that she does feel. And I don't even know that she would say anything to her later on. Lisa, and listen, Lisa was not wrong about Meredith. Meredith had alluded to the fact, but she didn't say anything. I really, to be honest with you, I think Whitney and Meredith, I don't think they went in together and did this, but I really think that they were using Monica as like a decoy and a pawn to like get it out there so that you can say, well, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. It was Monica. That's what I think. That's my opinion. So next up was Mary and her son, Robert Jr. Listen, Linda. So Robert Jr. has been married for a year. They've been living at her house. She has been taking care of them. I thought this was beyond disrespectful that they said nothing to Mary. Do I think Mary's a great person? I don't. I think she's mean. And I just think she's mean. I don't think she's a good person. That being said, she's your mother. You can't tell her we got married. So what Mary thinks had happened, Mary thinks that because they're both living at her house, and one day, like a year ago, they were both getting dressed up. Her husband, her son, and his now wife. They're all dressed up real fancy, and they were rushing out of the house real quick. That had to have been when it happened. So they've been married for a year. He's been living at their house. She's been taking care of him. His mother has been taking care of them. Listen, if you are old enough to be married, then you're old enough to be out of the house. You're married. You are a grown man. You can go out and get a job. You can pay the bills, and you can provide for your family. That's it. That's end of the story. If I was married, I would have been like, good, you're married, step it. You're a man, you need to take care of your family and be the man. That's it. I thought that was beyond ignorant. Is this marriage gonna last? No, absolutely not. Because she's like, do you think you made the right choice? He's like, I don't know. I can see where he's absolutely Mary's son, because he's very, I don't want to say immature, but he's just very wishy-washy, and he don't know. So that blew my mind that you would not tell your mother this. So next, Heather is talking to her daughter Ashley on the phone. She was telling her about Jack's mission trip. And listen, they were basically both kind of saying like, she doesn't know, they don't know if he's doing this for the right reason, or if it's just for status, or for the looks of it all. And she had said, Heather had said she doesn't know, she never knew that Jack was such a devout Mormon. Now listen, she's not super tight and close friends with Lisa. I mean, she thinks she is, but she's not super close, tight friends or family with Lisa Barlow. So how does she really know that if he is or isn't a devout Mormon? And I don't know if this is all because she's like upset that Lisa didn't tell her about this, because everybody else knew and then she didn't. She was the last to know. I mean, I can get why Lisa wouldn't tell her, because number one, they're not close friends. Number two, she did write this book called Bad Mormon, and I don't know that I would necessarily she would be, if I was Lisa, she would probably be the last person I would tell. That's all I'm saying. I kind of wish Heather would just stop talking about this. I mean, she's not a close friend. She's not a family member. I kind of wish she would just butt out of it. That's all. Next up, Meredith had visited Mary. When I say I have never seen somebody walk this far to get from a kitchen to a front door in my life, truth. Like, how big is this house? That I was amazed by that. But Meredith visits her, and she kind of calls her out for not joining in with the group more often. And she's basically like, why aren't you joining in? She said she's doing that because she hasn't seen much growth from the group. And listen, I have my thoughts. My thoughts are the fact that she came back just for the money, and that she doesn't necessarily want to spend a lot of time talking to these women, because these are the women that kind of came for her church. That's what I think. I just think she came back for the money, and she didn't want anything to do with these women, because there were swirling rumors, Lisa, talking about her friend being in the church and being wronged by the church. That's what I think. Next, they talked about the rumors. And Meredith had come right out and said, listen, I'm not going to be the person that's going to comment on somebody's sexuality, because my son is gay, and I am on this committee for GLAAD. Like, she works with GLAAD. She was getting, that weekend, she was accepting an award for GLAAD or something like that. So she said she would never do that. I mean, I don't know if that's going to change, but she said she would never do that. If she would do that, I would think that would be disgusting. As such a loud and proud ally of the LGBTQIA plus community. So Mary then brings up the invite. She says, did you get the invite to the brunch? And she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, the Easter Bunny. Did you get the invite? No, I didn't. But that's okay, because I have to be in LA for the GLAAD Awards anyways. So Mary's like, well, if you're not going, then listen, I'm not going either. And Mary says she doesn't want to go because she doesn't really like how they talk to people. This coming from last week, when that worker at the party was taking too long to put the pizza in the box, and he didn't want to touch up her pizza. So he was like, you can put it in, and she called him lazy. She didn't like how people talk to people. Right. That Mary. So in the next scene, we see Angie's getting ready for the event, for this brunch. Mary calls. I'm so glad they included this, because this was, as much as I'm not a fan of Mary Crosby, this was funny. She had called out the day of the event and was like, I'm sorry, I can't make it. I have to go to our house in Vegas. It was flooded last year. They just got finished working on it. It was flooded last year. That's why she wasn't going. Okay. I mean, makes sense. So next up was Angie and Sean's Greek Easter brunch. Off the topic, not completely off topic, but listen, her father is amazing. When she said her father was a widower at age 44, and as an immigrant, he raised 7 kids. That's amazing. Her father, all the credit to her father, because that's amazing. He held it together. So who is there? So Lisa and her family had arrived. Monica, her daughters, her mom, who else? Heather just came by herself. And then Whitney and her family. And there was talk like Monica's mom is single and Angie's dad is single. And they were like, oh, we're both single. Oh, kind of like cozying up to each other. And off camera, Monica's like, absolutely not. No. Why do you care? I mean, as we can see, she treats her mother like garbage in this episode. So why do you care if she gets close to this very lovely man? I mean, to be honest with you, he seemed like a very lovely man. But listen, the toast that Angie gave, that was a little awkward. That was just a little awkward. I mean, she compares Jesus rising from the dead to like, if Jesus has risen, then we can rise past our issues. I thought that was awkward. I thought that was awkward. Once again, thank God for Heather Gay, because she was like, she couldn't get it right. She's like, she couldn't get it right. She thought it was Brutus or Buddhist to get to Judas. So I thank God for Heather Gay in that situation. And listen, during this whole thing, if you noticed, Lisa was re-stirring the pot with Angie. She was like, are we going to say something? Are you going to say something today? Because that would be the best time to say it, right? You know that Monica has a fiery temper and is quick to yell. So do it when everybody's here celebrating the resurrection of Jesus. Do it. It'd be the best time, right? So Heather and Lisa talk, and they talk about what else? They talk about the mission. And Lisa's just like, why do you have to bring this up? And Lisa gets that like Heather was a bad Mormon, but she says, I know you were a bad Mormon. She wants to raise her son to be a good Mormon. And she's focused on just being supportive of his mission trip. And Heather says the reason why she's bringing it up is because she thinks that Lisa should know the good and the bad of being a Mormon, of Mormonism. And once again, Lisa's like, listen, I want to just focus on being supportive of Jack and his mission. And then Heather says, why don't you want to read my book? And Lisa was like, is this about me reading your book? That was odd that she had put that in there. And then Heather feels like she's being gaslit by Lisa, because she's like, well, listen, the way that you did Mormonism was wrong, and the way that I'm doing it is right. So that discussion had ended, and Lisa was like, listen, I don't want to talk about this again. Can we let this go? And I agree with Lisa. Can we please let this go? It is none of Heather's business. And she certainly doesn't have to go talking to her daughters about it and everybody else. It's none of her business. So meanwhile, Angie and Monica are talking. Angie says to her, listen, I'm hurt because you talked about this rumor that you think that Meredith is alluding to. Monica was like, I told you about it and I didn't tell anybody else. I just told you. And she's saying, I heard No, I didn't hear this from Meredith, but I did hear it on the Salt Lake City streets. And she's like, on the streets? I didn't hear any of this on the streets. And Angie just wishes that she would have pulled her aside and told her about it, which she did. She pulled her and Whitney. Well, Whitney didn't do anything, but she did pull her aside at Lisa's après-ski event, and they did tell her about it. And Angie had said, well, I've heard things about you. And that's immediately when things got heated. Monica was like, what things? What rumors? I was foreclosed on, that I cheated, that this and that and this and that. I know. It's all out there. I put it out there, which is, listen, that's good for Monica. If you can get the things out from your past, the ugliness from your past and the rumors, get them out, because from watching as many years and as many seasons of Housewives in each city, they'll do that. If you don't get it out there, they will get it out there and it will be weaponized against you. So get it out there. So this is all escalating. Angie's really not yelling. It's surprisingly not. It's Monica. Monica's mom comes over and tries to like squash the whole thing, at which point Angie lets it go. But Monica kind of flips out on her mother and is like upset that she didn't take her side and goes in another room. Her mom's like, let's just go to the bathroom. Let's calm down. She's like, I don't want to go to the bathroom. Get away from me. She's saying, why does my mom have to apologize to strangers for me? Well, the reason why she has to apologize is because this is a nice event and you're yelling at your mother. Now, listen, I don't know everything that happened between her and her mother. I mean, right now, Monica is looking terrible with this deplorable behavior against her mother. I mean, we're not seeing things that had happened between her and her mom during childhood. So I don't know, but why are you going to come into someone's house during an Easter brunch that's nice and you start screaming at your mother? So she says to her mother, you can straight up find a ride home. So you're going to leave your mother there. Oh, I thought it was terrible. Listen, if I would do that to my mother, I would expect my mother to smack me right in the face. I know she wouldn't, but that is the person that brought you into the damn world. And you're going to treat your mother like that and everybody. And she says, I want to be a different mother to my kids. Well, you say that, but then your kids are having like a great time and then you straight up pull them out and just take them away. So I mean, I felt bad for Monica when she was like, I feel like little Monica again, and she was crying. I felt bad for maybe how her childhood was, but I mean, and she says, I wish I had a different mother. Well, you have the mother that you have. And I mean, listen, there's people that I know who lost their mothers and they would give anything to have their mother back for one day. So I'm telling you, listen, there's going to be a time when your mother is not there and then you're going to wish she was. So, I mean, Monica has been an MVP this season for me, but that was terrible. I can't even get behind that. I thought that was terrible, how she treated her. She could have like talked to her when she got home and voiced her opinion then. She didn't have to do it like that. I thought that was terrible. So this is a real long video. This was a super long video, but I wanted to get all of this out. I thought it was a pretty good episode. And the trailer, the mid-season trailer looks amazing. So there's going to be a lot coming up. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. If nobody told you yet, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there, and understanding. Take care of one another. Please always be aware of your surroundings and always stay safe. I will see you guys tomorrow. And I got a lot of videos coming up. Okay, bye guys. Love you guys.